So now let's work on the username. First of all, let's make sure that we send the encrypted password. Let's remove this, and now let's work on the username. So the username is just, in the beginning, is going to be a combination of the first name and last name. So let's temp username is going to be a combination of the first name plus last name. Okay, I wrote everything wrong, so this is going to be last name. Okay, and this is also first name. I can't type because I always record late, so I'm always tired. So now let's go to the to Postman, and then we're going to see, so the username is going to be a combination of the first name and then the last name. Okay, this is like the first thing, but we're going to make sure that this is unique. So we're going to go to the database and search for the user by this username. If it does exist, we need to change this, and I'm not going to change like everything, so I'm going to make sure that we have like the core of the username, which is the combination of the first name and last name, and add like a number. Okay, this is going to be random, and when we add a number, we're going to go again to the database and check if this username exists. If it exists, we can add another number, a random number. Okay, and if it doesn't exist, we're gonna take this as the new username by keeping the first name and last name, as most websites do. So we're gonna have a function that runs every time that the username does exist in the database. So this is gonna be pretty cool. It's like recursive validation. So let's create the function export just validate username. I hope I wrote this right. Validates username. Okay, we're gonna pass a username, and then we're going to do the test right here. So we're going to have a variable, let's a is going to be equal false in the beginning, and the way we're going to do it is we're going to go and do and then while. Okay, while a is true. So this works like this. So while a is true, we're going to run everything inside do. So this is a function that's going to run as long as while equal true. Okay, but the thing, as you see, this you're going to see that we defined a to be false, but the thing we do is just it's gonna run at least once regardless of the condition. So the first time is gonna run even if a is true or false. So the first time is gonna run, and then it's gonna check if a is false, then it's gonna stop and quit the function, and if it's true, then it's gonna run the code again. And what we're gonna do right here is just simply check if there is a username, you know, a user with this username that we set. Okay, so we're gonna go await. When we wait, the function is going to be async, and we're going to go to the user. We already imported right here from the models, and then we're going to find one. We're going to find, okay, sorry, as always, find by, I'm sorry again, by using the username. Okay, so this is, we're going to search by the username, and the value that we're going to send to search by is the same, so we just write it like this. Okay, and the thing right now, if check is true, that means the username exists, then here we're gonna change the username. Okay, and then we're gonna make a equal true. Okay, and I'm gonna explain why, and then else is gonna equal false. Okay, so we have our check. We found that there is a user that have this username. Okay, so we're gonna change the username, but we're not gonna stop. We're gonna run the function again, and the function to be run again, we're gonna make a true. So while a true, then it's gonna run again, because this username that we created, that we're gonna create in a second, is gonna be, we don't know, it may exist with another user. So we're gonna go to the database again and check. Okay, and then it's gonna enter the function again. If it does exist, it's not a problem, it's gonna repeat itself. But then if the check doesn't exist and the username doesn't exist in the database, we're just gonna be in the else, and then it's gonna make it false. And then as you see, this is works only in true, and when it's false, it's gonna quit the function. And after this, we're just gonna return the username. I think this is pretty clear, it doesn't need any more clarification. Now we're gonna change the username. As I said, we're gonna have the first name and the last name, and then we're gonna add a random number to it. So simply we're gonna have a function that generates a new number. So let's do with something creative. Okay, I just want to share this with you. So let's open the console, and then right here, let's console log the new date. Okay, so this is a date, as you see right here in the console. This is a date, and we want to get the number of the milliseconds. We're gonna do get time. Okay, and we'll get the number of milliseconds, as you see right here. Or can use a different way, we can just go plus new date, which is the same. It does the same and gets the number of milliseconds. And I think the number of milliseconds from now to what? So the start of the time, and this is an interesting one. It goes back, you know, from now, the time now to to the 1st of January 1970. Okay, which is the start of using the Unix date system. Okay, so this number right here, this number of milliseconds, if we want like right here, and then we want milliseconds to years, and then we paste it right here, and then we're gonna set 52 years, and 52 years, if we went to the calculator and then do 2022 minus 1970 is gonna get us 52. This is like the start of time in the Unix system, so it's like 0 for the time. So this is the, I just wanted to share this with you because we're gonna use it. So we're gonna get this, and then we can do something like cool. So this number can be generated, you know, another user can generate it the same way, because if you run this code in the same time, we're gonna get the same results. Okay, so we don't want that. So we want to like make it different, so we're just gonna multiply it by math.random, and math.random just generates a number between 0 and 1. So it's not gonna be 1, it's gonna be like 0 to like 0.9999. okay, it's just not 1. And the way this works, let's console log it, and we can see this number. Okay, and the beauty about this thing, now this is a number different than this. Okay, so we generate a number that could be different even if you run the code at the same time. And this way we can like just get the first number, just the first number, and then we're gonna use it to add it to the string. Okay, so we can take all of this, okay, and then we convert it to string dot to string, and then we substring, and substring is to cut from the string from a point to a point. So it's going to be from 0 to 1, so only want to get one number. Okay, and then we're going to console log, and as you see we get 5. If we save again, we're going to get a random number which is going to be 6. Okay, so this is pretty cool. So this is the way that I'm going to use to generate my number. So we're going to take this, okay, let's take it right here, let's remove this and go back to the controller and node validation, and right here we changing the username this way. So username, we're gonna add to it, you know, so kind of concat the string, so it's gonna be plus equal, and then we're gonna post this right here. Okay, this is quite easy. And so now let's call the function. So we're gonna go right here. You can like change the username itself, like username, and now change it, or you can like have a new variable. Let's have a new variable, for example, new username. It's gonna equal, we're gonna wait because this is an operation that takes time, return a promise. So what we call it, validate username. Okay, and then we're gonna, it's imported, I think. No, it's let's see, yeah, it's been imported, and then we gonna pass the temporary username. The temporary username is just the combination of the first name and last name, and then we're gonna make sure now that the username is the new username. Okay, so let's use this. Let's go to Postman, and now it's here. Here we're not gonna have any username. Okay, so this is gonna be generated automatically. Okay, so now let's go to the database to make sure that, let's see, so this first name and last name is different than this combination. Okay, this is a different one. So let's go and send. Okay, it's gonna get created normally, and the username, as you see right here, is a combination of the first name and last name. We go to the database, it's been created, and as I said, combination of these two. Now let's try again with the same information. So someone has the same name and last name, and let's see if it's gonna generate the same one or something different. Okay, so if we send, of course we're gonna change the email because we can't have the same email. And then let's try now to send again, and let's see if it's different. Send, and then as you see right now, the username is different, and it has one right here. Okay, so let's go to the database. So this username and this username are different. This is added another number which is 1. Okay, so this is like pretty cool, and you learn like something cool, which is like a recursive test to the database that should be done, you know, sometimes you do it live, okay, to check it on the front end. So I think this was pretty cool and very informative. So I hope you like this, and now let's go and see what next.